I wanted to mention a couple of events coming up. Dates. This show and the drama show may be on repeat, and so I want to mention various dates that are either coming up or have just gone by. So we've had Bet, and some of Bet I've spoken about. There will be more about that in future shows. But also, next week and the week after, there's mobile events. I think it's all going to get quite confusing or muddled up in terms of time, because the Bet show was at Excel, and that is for education mostly in schools, but it includes universities and further education, and there's mention of lifelong learning. That is definitely included in it. But in the next one that I'm going to, the April one, is called Learning Technologies, and that's for adults, for people at work, with universities in the background. And the MOOC aspect is going to be stronger there, I think. I have seen there edX, both the part of edX which became part of 2U, and also the people with the code, the open source approach, which is based on the funds that Harvard and MIT got when edX was sold to 2U. So they've both been there, but I'm not sure they're going to be there this year. Coursera and Udemy have been there in the past, but I'm not sure they're both going to be there. I'm not sure how that works out. But anyway, what would be better, I think, is it would have to be over several days, because it would take anybody a long time to get round to it all. But if both shows were on at the same time, you could make more sense of it. As I mentioned earlier, the MOOC scene's definitely getting its energy from the companies at this time. Certainly the AI part of it is where most of the courses are on offer. And by the way, in the UK, the science, technology, innovation part of the government is definitely offering online courses. Most of them are for free about AI. So that's something that's been announced since Bet, and seemed to be alongside it somehow. But it could have been better promoted at Bet, and I think also the BBC could be more involved in it, which brings me to Microbit, because they weren't really there at Bet. There were leaflets on the BBC stand, but the BBC has sort of backed out of doing hardware, and so Microbit exists as a separate organisation, and they no longer attend Bet. There's quite a few people have decided it's not really there within their scope. But what they have done is to arrange a whole week of events in Barcelona, which is going to be starting 23rd of February. Microbit Live Global is called. So what that is, I'm not sure, but it obviously connects with the Mobile World starting 2nd of March, also in Barcelona. So it's essentially the week before, connecting whatever the mobile phone world is about with the microbit. The microbit is available. You can borrow a microbit from Exeter Central Library as if it was a book. Sort of go over towards the Fab Lab part of it, the businessy bit. It's in that area. Have a look. But I'm going to try and find out a bit more about this, because this is where the confusion actually would have a benefit, because this idea that I'm sure there are a lot of dangers with mobile phones, and there's a lot of things which should be regulated, but there's also possibly some benefits as well, and there's some form of learning happens around mobile devices of various kinds. So there could have been a scope within BET which allowed mobile phones. There were protective devices, containers so that they could be locked away but still kept by whoever's phone it was for the day. There were a couple of stands doing that, but that was the main thing about phones. So I think this, whatever this Barcelona event is, whether it's next week or the week after, some of that we should be aware of. And then Learning Technologies is the 29th and 30th of April. So that seems a long way off, but it's not. We'll somehow try and make it more mixed up with the phones and with BET, as we gradually sort of work through what else about BET we haven't covered so far. Now another date. The Wonder of Stevie is at the Northcote Theatre on the 27th of February.